I literally, very literally, just got off the phone with my mom, and I have thoughts that I would like to, I don't know, declare into the universe before I forget about it because I have to make room in my brain for the chaos that awaits me at work. So here we go, a podcast 3 days before my departure, and this what happened. Whew, this is what happened so far. Let me bring you back to my happy place, and my happy place was very specifically this weekend. Not only because it was my last week here, since we're getting closer to Friday, which is when I'm going to fly out of Seoul. This weekend, as I've mentioned in the last podcast, is the Mamamoo concert day. This weekend? No, this weekend was the Mamamoo concert weekend. Thank you very much. My one brings out on the left. So Mamamoo kickstarted their world tour in Seoul, and then they were holding concerts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I couldn't go to Friday and Saturday because I have work, so I decided to go for Saturday. Oh wow, damn! That phone call really, really did a number. So I decided to go to the Sunday one, right? So Friday I didn't have a full day, but I had like admissions and then the same thing. I had to work on Saturday, but after that, wow. I had the chance to meet up with my friends from the States because they all traveled here to watch Mamamoo concert. One thing being that it might be a chance that this is going to be their last joint concert. So they didn't want to miss it. So they decided to fly in. Even though it's a world tour, RBW, or what we like to call RB their management company, might not have enough dates in the US. So they thought, why not? Let's just complete our last concert experience here. So a lot of them flew in and we'd made time to share a couple meals together. And then on Sunday, we just hung out the full day. And then we went to see the concert, which I can't begin to tell you how amazing it was. Every single second was a blessing. I had a floor ticket. I was in the A section, number 229, and I was a little bit worried in the beginning because the number sounds very far away. So the numbers represent the order of entrance, right? Of course, if your numbers are in the single digits, beautiful. You can be near the catwalk, you can be near the barricade. But I didn't know where I should go. But my friends who went all 3 dates told me, instead of going for the catwalk, because everyone's going to go to catwalk, they don't really do a lot of activities there or performances there. You should try to go and be as close to the main stage as possible. So get closer to the barricade. So I'm like, okay, word, that's what I'm going to do. So by the time I got in, right, 200 some people in front of me, they were all kind of crowded near the catwalk because during like encore, they walk around, and that was the time that the security allows you to take photos or pictures. So chances are they're gonna walk by, pick up a few of those phones, take some selfies, record some videos, and then give it back to them. So people were crowding in that section, and I looked to the barricade. There were only, let's say, like 3 rows of people in front of me. I was on the far left, so I decided to squeeze in, and that was where I situated myself for the next 3-something hours. And I sing along every single song, and I did as much fan chant as I can remember or I can mimic because people around me were just very enthusiastic, like, Mamamoo, Kimyo's Mumari. Like, I was like, okay, I don't know this one, but I can just follow you after the first time. So we sang a lot of songs. I'm not a part of Mamamoo. They did a lot of songs. They also had like a medley, and this is the biggest flex. Okay, so we have four members in Mamamoo, and each of them are a soloist. And basically, what they did is they performed each other's solos, and then performed each other's solos, like different solos, together as a group. It was amazing. That was the highlight of the concert, and yeah, that was that. It felt like a blur. I was super tired and drained by the end of it, and at the end of the night, we decided to grab gukchang together one last time before everyone flies out. Which there was a very there was a very interesting encounter that happened. So after the dinner, the restaurant was located in Hongdae, which is kind of like a hip area that a lot of foreigners end up going to or staying at because it's convenient. It's right next to the subway station. It can get you to a lot of places. And the concert was held in Olympic Park, so about like an hour away ish, right? So we traveled back, and after we ate, we wanted to get ice cream, but all the street vendors had closed because it was already past midnight. Or it was right past midnight. It was like 12. And we said, well, we still kind of want ice cream, so let's get convenience store ice cream. So we went to a 7-Eleven, we grabbed our drinks, we grabbed our ice cream, and then we were just kind of standing on the side of the street eating ice cream. And I specifically remember I was zoning out because I was tired. I never go out past 12, and usually by that time I'm asleep because I wake up early. So I'm just eating this ice cream cone, right? And then all of a sudden, we were kind of sitting in a circle or standing in a circle. I just see this thing emerge from the darkness, right? And this only makes sense if you've seen Spirited Away, the movie. And in that movie, there is something. Please correct me if I'm wrong because I've seen it in Chinese, so I don't know what it is called in English. I saw No Face. I'm not kidding. I saw No Face just walked towards like the direction that we were standing, and I remember I just froze. I held my ice cream cone and I just stared at No Face. And I'm assuming that we made eye contact because I literally cannot see anything. It's just a black cloak, the mask, right? And then No Face was holding a little red umbrella. So No Face was walking with a little tote bag. And I make eye contact with No Face. And then I was just like, and then No Face saw me. He or she or it or they stopped, looked in my direction, waved like a very awkward wave. It's like only the fingers moved. So it raised her hand and then the fingers kind of wiggled a little bit. And I was like, I couldn't believe my eyes. I did not know what to do. I was kind of delirious. Also, I was slowly sliding into a food coma. So I bowed. I bowed to No Face. And No Face was like, oh. So I just walked away after I did that. And I looked to my left because my friends are on my left. And they were like, what just happened? Why did we not record that? I was like, I don't know. I think I just saw No Face. And I bowed to her. And they were like, what were you doing? I don't know. But that was so that was so random. And one of our friends said that last time when she first arrived near the area, she couldn't sleep. So she was walking around this area and she thinks that she's seen No Face before too, around this time, like midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock ish. Just like, yeah, they've been wandering around. I was like, what are they? Are they just tricking people like this? Because I was genuinely scared for a split second. And I was like, am I at the right city? Am I gonna turn into a pig? What's happening after I swallow this ice cream? So that was fun, right? And then fast forward to Monday. Monday just felt like an out of body experience because Sunday it was just I was just been whoa, I need to English. Hyper stimulated? No. Overly stimulated. And then I just ride through this post-concert depression. And then I'm seeing my kids for the very last time, which yesterday's class, I'm very happy to let go of. I'm like, goodbye, guys. Hopefully see you never, but hopefully you'll mature to be better students, better humans. But anyways, you're not my problem anymore. So that was yesterday. And then because I woke up late yesterday, since I got home late, it was so hard to get a taxi out of the Hongdae area because when I tried to call for a taxi, it took me like a solid 20-30 minutes just to get a hold of someone. I didn't want to just wave down a taxi because we did try that for the first 15 minutes that I couldn't get a taxi on the app. And then I asked the person, can you get to my area? Because my area was a little bit far away. And they go, oh, well, it's rush hour from this area. People don't really want to go there because back and forth. So how about this 70? And I go, oh, I'm okay. Like, if it's gonna cost 70, I will rather walk back. And at this point, I think Taro was already asleep, or I didn't want to bother him. Is that my stomach? Sorry, I haven't eaten anything this morning. And we kept trying. Eventually, we found a taxi for like 15, which was so much better than 70, right? So I got home around like 2, 3, and that just completely threw off my body clock. So I woke up like 9 or 10. So it was a little bit late, and I have to prep, I have to cook. So I didn't exercise. Usually I exercise Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I decided to push it to today. So today I woke up at around 8. I went downstairs to work out for maybe like 30, 40 minutes. And I came back and my mom was messaging me. She was like, oh, when are you landing this week? I was like, oh, on Friday at like 12. And then she's like, okay, can't wait. I'm like, me too. 3 more days. And then when I got back up to my apartment, she decided to video chat me instead. And I was like, oh, okay. At that point, I was prepping for my class. So I was writing notes and stuff. And then we connected, right? And she's like, oh, what are you doing right now? I said, oh, I'm prepping my class, but it's okay. I can talk. Like, I can multitask. It's not that hard. So I was writing and then just, half-mindedly responding to her questions. And she's like, are you excited to come back? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited to come back and visit everyone. And then she's like, yeah, America's better anyways. And then I was just like, oh, not this again. There's so many instances whenever I'm talking to my mom, because I don't really call my dad, and where she would say these things that just insisting that America is better, right? So she'll ask me about my day or something, and then turn around and be like, yeah, America's better because you wouldn't have this problem here. And I this time, right, usually I just don't talk, and I just let her finish her sentence until she wants to talk about something else. But today I was just, I don't know if it's the dopamine pumping, like serotonin blasting, post-workout confidence. I stopped her. I was like, wait, did you call me just to fight about this? Because she said, yeah, America is better, blah, blah, blah. And I say, well, I'm happy here. Like, this country makes me happy, even though there's a lot of drawbacks. Like, I can't communicate well. I can't do XYZ. I still need a lot of help. But this place gave me a healthier mindset, right? So I was like, no, I like this place. If you called me to argue about this, like, why did you even call? Like, did you call just to argue with me? And then she was like, no. I was like, then you need to listen to me and let me talk. Like, every time you say stuff like that, you don't really let me explain my side, or you don't let me explain why I like this place better. It was more like, what? Like, why would you like that place better? Why would you not come back? Because she was talking about how she called my grandma, and my grandma said when I go back, she wants to see my sister or my sibling and I take a photo together and then send it to her. And I was like, cool, that's easy. We can do that. And she was also asking you, when are you going to come back? I was like, well, I'm happy here, like I'm doing stuff here. I have the flexibility to save more money here, and I don't have to worry about a lot more things. I can still pay my student loans in big chunks without worrying, like car insurance or car maintenance. I can just take the subway here. It just eliminates a lot of the problems that I used to have in the past. And she was just like, I mean, you can do that in the US too. You can find a job in the US that earns you the same amount of money too. And I was like, I'm done. I don't want to argue about this right now. And then it was like a long pause. I want to say a solid 5 minutes, just silence. She's cooking, right? So she's just chopping stuff on her chopping board. And I'm just scribbling away, taking notes for my class, but also at the same time, trying not to be the first person to break silence. I know it sounds very childish. Like, well, shouldn't you be the, bigger person and just redirect the conversation? But I wanted her to sit in that awkward silence to let her know that what she said upsetted me. Because usually I'm the one who, like, you know what, let's talk about something else. Like, it's fine. But I didn't want to cover her again this time. Like, I wanted her to know that I am upset. Yes, you're entitled to your own ideas, but so am I, right? Don't try to impose your ideas onto me anymore. Not only because, I'm old enough and I'm able to formulate my own preference and stuff, but also because I'm an individual, As much as she thinks that she owns me, which she does, and I get where she's coming from, but it's not true. It's not right. I'm allowed to have my own set of beliefs, own set of preferences, things that I want to do that's different from what she wants from me, right? Why is my voice shaking? I'm not about to cry. No, I need to go to work. I need to cook. I need to shower. Wait, let me stay on track. So we sit in this silence for like 5 minutes, right? Then she starts talking about other people. So she's like, you remember the dentist I used to go to? She doesn't talk like this, but let me just impersonate her this way, okay? It's gonna make me feel better. She's not gonna listen to this anyways. She's like, do you remember that dentist that you used to go to in Austin? I said, yeah, I think so, Dr. Chen. It's like, yeah, well, remember her daughter? Well, her daughter went to like med school. She was ahead of you, and that's how I got all the information to give to you. And I'm like, At this point, I'm still prepping my class, not really listening, but I'm listening. She's like, well, yeah, she said she's gonna come to San Antonio. And I was like, yeah, why? Because her daughter just gave birth. And I was like, whoa, this took a turn. I said, yeah. And I was really surprised because she's gonna be in med school. She got in, like, of course she got in. But she has a kid. And I'm like, well, you could multitask, so it's very nice that her mother's gonna come in and help her with the baby. She's like, yeah. Oh yeah, what about your friend, like your best friend? What's her name again? I was like, Lexi. Should I censor this out? And then I was like, yeah. She's like, is she still in school? I was like, well, she's gonna take the OET. And she's like, so what area is she going into? And I'm like, well, she's gonna go into optometry. She's like, do you know why? Like, she's doing optometry. Like, why is she trying to be a doctor? I was like, honestly, she probably told me, but I forgot. Please don't listen to this episode. And then I was like, I know she has her reason. I don't remember exactly why. And then it was like half-heartedly talking to herself, but also talking to me. She's like, I wonder why these people want to be doctors. Like, I know you want me to think about this route again, but hell no, I am never ever going back. I appreciate everyone who decides to pursue that route, but that's not going to be me anymore. So I just don't say anything, right? I was like, And while I was just listening, it's like she's saying all these things, kind of like getting me up to speed, but also kind of like, hey, you see all these people around you, they're pursuing this route. So it's time for you to come back and do the same. And I'm not going to do that. And the thing is, sometimes when we're talking on the phone or when we talk about something else, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm proud of you." And then I'm sitting over here like these days I feel like the more I listen to these side conversations or these useless informations, it's it's almost like subconsciously fed to me. This message, right? I feel like she's not you're not really proud of me. You know, you disregard anything I say about here. In the beginning, when I first moved here, I really wanted to share my life. Like I told them, oh, I will post pictures, like I will update you every week. But it seemed like everything that I was sharing was being discredited or kind of not like flat out ignored, but it becomes like an opportunity for her to sell America. Like I feel like you're not proud of me, really. You're saying that because if you were proud of me, then you would be proud of what I have done. You know, you wouldn't really compare me to someone else. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of proud of you, but I would be more proud of you if you come back and pursue this route again. So I felt like it's not gaslighting, but I felt like she's emotionally keeping me as a hostage. It's like, hey, I said that I'm proud of you, so you should do something that makes me proud within my definition of what makes an Asian parent proud, right? But aren't I allowed to like another place and call it my home? I'm not saying that America is not my home anymore, but I'm just saying that I'm at a place in Korea that I call this apartment, I call this city my home. Like I find comfort here. What's so wrong about that? If I even bring up like, oh, I'm gonna go back home, she's like, home? You mean your apartment? Your home is in America. Like do I argue with her about this? Like right now, as I'm on the train to go home? Or do I just zip my mouth and let her finish talking so I can finish this phone call? Like that's what happens most of the time. That's why I don't really want to call home anymore, because those moments are just waiting to happen. It's like I have to be careful with anything I tell her. I can't say anything that could be rebutted. It's like I'm in a freaking debate whenever I'm on a video call. Kind of ridiculous. But why can't I just like it here? Like, why am I not allowed to like it here? What I want to achieve, right? And this is just me talking right now. And, people always say that you, instead of talking, just do it. Do it, and then eventually when you achieve it, you don't need to explain yourself anymore because everything else will explain for you. But I want to get to a place that I'm able to bounce between the States and here, because I do like living here. I feel safer here. I have less responsibilities, right? Aside from the fact that I still need a lot of help going to the bank or immigration office or anything serious, document related. But other than that, I'm fine here. I like the space that I've established, and as in the States, there are some things that I miss, right? There's food, friends, family. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't miss it that much. But I would still like to go back sometimes, right? So I'm not leaving US. But why are you making me pick between two places? I could essentially have right? And I was dreading this conversation. Like I know I need to have it sometime this during this trip, because I want to let them know that I know you want me to come back 100%, but that's not what I want. I want to do half and half, or even 70/30, right? I want to be at these two places, but with a heavier lean towards here in Korea. And I want to tell her that I hope you understand. I feel like in the past I've been trying to get them to respect my decision, but at this point I don't really need that anymore, you know? Whether they respect my decision or not, it doesn't hinder the progress of me achieving what I want. I would like you to support my decision, but if you don't support it, there's nothing else I can do. And also, it's going to hurt a little bit, yes, but ultimately it doesn't affect me, right? I am an adult. I am taking care of my own business, and I would really like to establish a healthy relationship with you, a healthy and lasting relationship with you. And that's why I want to talk to you. Like, can we just focus on me instead of everyone else around you? Like, you're not asking me about how am I adjusting here, or how have I been feeling these days? Go back. Tears go back. Tears go back. But instead, you ask these very superficial things, right? Like, oh, how much are you earning? How much do you spend a month? How much is your friend earning? Oh, so and so that I know, they're buying a house, or they're getting a new car, or XYZ. That's good. I'm happy for them. And then she'll be like, oh, this could be you too, if you decide to come back, or when you decide to come back, right? It seems like my return is assumed. They're assuming that, oh, this is just a phase. She's gonna come to her senses. She's gonna realize that Korea is just a place for tourism, right? It's not a place that she can last, especially if she's not a Korean. I get that. But I feel like if you are going to tell me that, oh, I'm proud of you, without asking me the right questions, you're not really proud of me. You're essentially lying to me, or you're lying to yourself. And I don't want that, right? I don't want to go back and have a fight, because ultimately time is precious. And I don't want any of us to get really, really sick for me to realize, shoot, this trip could have gone a completely different way. Like the whole experience could have been more enjoyable, or it could have been more memorable. Like, we didn't have to fight, 25 days out of the 30-day trip. I didn't want to risk wasting time, so I know that this conversation needs to happen soon. I just don't know if it needs to happen in the beginning, or if it needs to happen at the end. Because what if I have it in the beginning and it ruins the entire mood of my vacation? Because what if we have this conversation, right? We don't see eye to eye completely. And my mother is a very stubborn woman. She's not going to come around. And I'm just going to be like, oh, looks like we're wasting everybody's time here. And I'm stuck here for a month, and you are stuck with me, right? Like, I don't want that. But I want to make myself heard again, or at least I will attempt. And I don't know if they're going to listen, if they're going to pretend to listen, or anything on that spectrum. But I just want to come clean, Like, I would really like to talk more frequently. I would really like to tell you some things that I did that are exciting to me. Like, for example, I found this really, really decent bolo bao place, like a pineapple bun, from a Cantonese bakery. And I've been trying to find dank Chinese food in Seoul. I think I kept talking about this on, and I can't really share this with her because then she'll be like, oh, I mean, like, we got 99 ranch here in the H Mart. The food is more decent here anyway, so in Korea. It, it just diminishes all every joy I have found here, and I want to share it, but then the next second I go, you know what, let me just not, because she's gonna say something and it's gonna ruin your entire mood, and I'd rather not have an unpleasant conversation. So yeah, I will keep thinking about how I want to approach this. I've written down in my notebook over and over again about what I want to say or how I want to say it. I'm really bad when it comes to in-person conversations with my parents because it's like the moment I start speaking, I've already lost. I'm already at a disadvantage. So I usually in the past I've written a card. I think I might have to do it this time to seal the deal when I leave. I'm thinking about leaving everyone a card when I leave, and just to finalize my thoughts, my stance. But I'll work on that, and in the meantime, I'm like 50% packed. I packed all summer clothes because I live in Texas, and I was recently informed that there's a cold front. So I either have to change my entire suitcase, which it only filled like half of my carry-on, and then I stuffed it with other stuff. I don't want to bring heavy outer jackets because I'm gonna have to bring it back anyways. And I'm thinking about buying some clothes in the States, like North Face, or I kind of want to go thrifting. So maybe I would just keep the winter clothes. I know there are like 2 hoodies in my closet, and I'm planning on bringing maybe like 3 pants, lots of t-shirts, my leather jacket. I think I should be fine. Yeah. If anything, I'll just get a fleece there. I'm thinking about getting a fleece there. And my checked-in luggage is all gifts, like alcohol from my dad because he asked for it. I'm like, you can just buy a 99 ranch. And he goes, no, the ones in Korea has a higher alcohol percentage. I was like, nah, you're lying. And I went on Google and I searched it up. It's true. It's more watered down in the States. I was like, oh, okay. So Taro and I, we went to get some signature alcohol. I don't even know what, it's like a special brew of soju, but he better be happy. Yeah, he told me to bring him as much as I could, and I looked it up. It was gonna be 5 liters. I'm like, hell no, I'm not bringing 5 liters of alcohol. That does not sound like a good plan. So I'm going to bring 4, which means I'll buy 2 more regular bottles of convenience store soju. And I need to think about how to bubble wrap the drinks so that it doesn't accidentally spill in the check luggage or crack. I'll think about that. I have 2 more days. 3 more days? No, 2 more days to pack. Today I have a full day, so I'll come back really late, which means Wednesday is my only day to pack. I need to finalize everything. Julie, get it together. Yeah, I don't know. I was really anxious about going home because of scenarios like this. Then it kind of went away. And now it's coming back after this video call. But I will figure something out. And I have to pretty soon. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm also thinking about doing podcasts while I'm back home. But I don't want to bring my whole setup because it's going to take up too much room. So I'm going to record on my phone, and we will see how it sounds like. I know I've seen a lot of people using their iPhones to do interviews on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. Hopefully the audio won't be that bad, but I will try my best to render it to a point that is enjoyable for all of us. Because, I want to keep some memories for myself as well. I want to talk to my sibling, I want to talk to my friends, maybe even just, talking to myself in my own room as well. I would try to do one every week, so like what, 3? Total of 3. But you never know. I have an outline of what I want to do for all 4 weeks. Like first week is for errands, and then friends, and then family, and then me. But that's subjected to change because I don't know what they want to do with me either, or I don't know when I'm meeting when I'm meeting everyone. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, it feels so weird. Time has been just so fluid. Does that make sense? It's like I blink, and it's like I blinked, I was 20 days away, and then I blinked again, it was 9 days, and I blink again, now it's 3 days. At least I uploaded my video before I left. That was one of my goals. I'm going to document everything that happens in the States, and when I come back within that month, I will work on my next video and then brainstorm things after that. But so yeah, that's that. It is almost 12. I need to shower and cook and leave. Say goodbye to my day 2 kids. And then tomorrow, day 3. I bought them a lot of candies, and I didn't have time to give them all out yesterday. So that means there are more chances for the kids to get more candies today. I made some cahoots. So I'm gonna let the winners double the amount of candy they can receive. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the shower, and wherever you are, I hope you have a nice day. I know Thanksgiving is coming up if you celebrate that, and Christmas is also coming up if you celebrate that. And as for me, I will be arriving on Black Friday and leaving on Christmas Eve. Before I was a little worried because it's unfortunate. It's like I missed 2 holidays in a row. But now, maybe it's gonna be a good idea. It's my escape route. But we shall see. We shall wait and see. Yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's go ahead and conclude this podcast. So thank you again for listening to the probably 58 podcast of Lactose Intolerant. As I've mentioned throughout the podcast, I'll be going home soon, and I will keep you updated. In the meantime, everyone, stay safe, stay warm. I know there's a flu going around, and with sudden changes in temperature, we might catch a cold. So be sure to dress warmly, and I will catch you soon.